Matt Meadows, Coach's Corner. You're not tuned into the Golf Channel. You are tuned into the Briarfield Rebels Coach's Corner. Here with Coach Ben Durham. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent, man.
Great, Coach. Let's jump right into last week's play. We had a long drive up to Hot Springs. I know a lot of folks weren't able to make that long trip, so they're anxious to hear what went on with that game. And based on the score, it looked like it was a pretty tight game. And I've heard very few reports. What I've heard, we played a really tough team. And we'll talk a little bit about last week's game and how that went for us.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Booster Club. They went all out. We chartered up there. We had 2 nice meals. And I just want to say thank you to our Booster Club, because I tell you, without them, this experience might not have been as nice. But, they just went all out and rolled out the red carpet. So thank you to the Booster Club. When we went up there, Matt, we didn't know what to expect. Right. You had no idea what they were going to have. We played in kind of a rough stadium. It was in the outfield of an American Legion Park. But I'll tell you what, that was about the only negative thing in the whole process. Because when we got up there, they were big, they were fast, they were physical, and it was a really, really nice football game. It was a great early season test. We got to see where we stood, and I tell you what, we got stopped on the goal line a couple times. If that didn't happen, we win that football game.
Yeah, but we played a tough opponent, and that's good, I guess, early in the season to play a tough opponent. And if nothing else, you've got some film now that you can look at and make some adjustments, because we're not quite in district play yet. So we are kind of ironing out those rough edges and getting used to a new style of football. I know we're still not there yet in terms of just adjusting and adapting to that.
Absolutely, and we played them on a smaller field,
right,
which is a big difference. I didn't know how big a difference it was going to be, and when you try to flank the defense, and get outside, and you can't, you run out of room, and they were just so physical and so fast. But I'm really proud of our kids. We competed, and when we show up and they're just, the stadium wasn't great, you look at it, our kids don't have a lot to get excited about. Right. But you know what? Both teams went and hit each other. It was very competitive. We got a lot out of it. And like you said, early season, you don't want to always play a bunch of cupcakes.
Right.
You got to find out what you're going to do. And it was very important for us to not play a team that was just going to let us just cruise through there.
Right.
We needed to see what we were, what we were going to be like in the fourth quarter, and they definitely brought that to us.
Yeah, and everyone came back healthy. I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
About injuries, so that's all. We're always blessed because we are. We don't have a real deep team. So.
we are thin.
Right. Well, let's talk about some of the bright spots last week. How did Fuad Ahmed play, and some of the other people that were top performers the week before? Did they play a pretty good ball game this week?
Well, the biggest thing, Matt, was we threw the ball 3 times against North Sunflower, and having the opportunity to go up there, they stuffed our run. Fuad averaged 2.9 yards per carry. Dennis struggled. They were just so big, but we threw the ball 7 times for 154 yards. And that was just, outstanding to see.
Right.
And if we can run the ball and throw it like that, our offense is going to be pretty tough to stop.
Right.
It's just a shock that we were able to do that. And Fuad, just really threw the ball well. And we've got some counter passes and things like that. And really everybody did a good job of catching the ball and throwing it. And the pass protection was good. But I was really happy with Fuad. Lane had 2 touchdown catches. Looked really good. We just weren't able to move people at the point of attack offensively.
And that was and really that's what we think our strength is moving people. And so that if nothing else, that was probably a great test for the guys up front that we've been really big on this year in terms of being heart and soul. They were able to play a formidable opponent. I don't know that every week they're going to be across the line matched up probably that equally.
I would say you're probably correct. And that team was just so big, but the biggest thing about them, their big guys, is they were fast. And I was just a little disappointed with our offensive line. We've been talking about the fact that they need to dominate. So we got them on the sled this week, and I think they're going to be ready for next week.
Back to basics.
Yes, we went back to basics and moving their feet.
And what about our defense? How did they look the other night?
Really, they were pretty good. We had a couple missed tackles. But they had a lightning fast receiver and a very, very good quarterback. And they were able to throw the ball. It wasn't like they threw for 200 yards, but some key passes at certain times and some missed tackles. But I was okay with it. But, Matt, our pursuit's just not where it needs to be. And not enough guys to tackle. We're a little behind, but we're still trying to, be physical in practice and see if we can't get to where we need to be.
Right. So I guess overall, you feel, I know a loss is never a good thing, but you feel positive about the result of the game, and you feel positive about the direction the team's going now week 2.
Absolutely. It's strange. Even in the rankings, we lost the game and we move up a spot. We're now 4th, but I just don't know that our team was prepared for a tough opponent like that. And I think, and when I say that, I don't think they realize how formidable they would be. And for us, going forward, that's a game that doesn't mean anything. Right. It doesn't count for district. It doesn't count for even in our state stuff. But what it does is makes us tough. And like I said, there were some tough, hard-nosed kids that were physical, and I just feel like it wasn't an off week. Right. Sometimes you'll go into these games, like this week, Delta's not a very strong opponent. They're going to make the bus trip up there. Hopefully everybody's going to play and everybody's going to stay healthy. That was not one of those trips.
Right.
We had to work for what we got.
Right. So let's transition into that. Let's talk a little about Delta, where the game is played, and a little bit about what we're preparing for and what we're going to see this week.
Well, Delta's in Marks, Mississippi. It's east of Clarksdale, which is way up there. It's 2.5 hours, and I'll tell you, they're a basketball school, is what they're known for. But they have some good athletes. They do, but they have only scored 6 points in 2 games. So I'm not sure how strong they are, but that doesn't mean that we're going to go up there and take them lightly.
Right.
We're going to go up there. We're going to try some new people, give them an opportunity to play, see what they can do. We're going to try a couple things offensively and defensively to see what we can do. We're going to put in a 4-2 defense. We got some good D tackles. We need to see if we can line up and play them that way.
Right.
And play teams like that. One of the problems with that is, can we adjust?
Right.
We're going to find out. Right. We're going to find out, and then offensively, we're going to try out some other guys at receiver to try to build a little more depth, so we can get some guys going one way and just see how it goes. And but ultimately, another long trip. It's going to be hot on that yellow bus. We're going to see how we respond.
Right. And that's a good thing this week. Maybe coming back. You obviously don't want to take anyone for granted. But this is the time of year that you, like you say, you learn, you get to measure your team, where you're at, where you're deficient, and then also maybe you have some weeks like this where you get a chance to see if someone's really take the next step forward and help the team when it counts, down the stretch in district play. And I hope some kids are ready to step up, because every year, there's an injury, there's an illness, there's something where one of your younger players has to step up in a role and take the bull by the horns and contribute.
You're absolutely correct. And we need to see if one of these guys can step in on the kickoff team. Right. Can they step in on kickoff return and get a guy, a quick breather? And I believe this is an opportunity for that. We need to take full advantage. We need to see if they're going to be prepared, mentally, and then if they're physically ready.
Okay. What you said, 4-2 defense. We're gonna bring a little different look this week and try to maximize our talent, which seems to be our 3 or 4 strong guys we have up front. We've talked about them. Is that kind of the game plan? Let's control the line of scrimmage, what we got, and hopefully that makes it easier for your backers and your D-backs to make tackles.
That's what we think. We feel like when we run the 3-3, we've got 2 very good nose tackles, and we feel like that. If you're going to put your best 8 on the field, we need to line up in this 4-2. The problem with that is we have no depth. There's no depth in those positions. At the 3-3, we've got a little depth and we can, rotate some guys in. But this 4-2, even though we're not going to be able to rotate, it puts our best players on the field, and we're going to see if we can, see how long we can go and see if we can adjust. And if they can get through that initial wall, those linebackers better make plays.
Right.
If they don't make plays, the band is playing.
Yeah.